everybody. Okay, so this is going to be my first live, and I need to figure out how to um, get that thing off the screen. I don't know if it's backwards with you all or not, or if it's just me. Um, okay, I guess we're good. Okay, so I had some requests to do some more black owned makeup brands and to do like a beginner friendly kind of makeup tutorial on like matching your foundations and whatnot. Uh, so this was a little bit of a challenge. So I wanted to make sure to keep it as simple as possible. So I'm going to use some Juvia's Place today. And I'm just going to do a very, these are Juvia's Place foundations. It is their I Am Magic Velvety Matte Foundation. And I'm going to talk a little bit quickly about just some skin matching using some Juvia's Place concealers and some of their foundation sticks. I have a live to do here, so I'm going to kind of be flying through this. But if it's something you like or want to see more in depth, just let me know and I will do another tutorial on that. So as far as skin goes, I am dry, sensitive, and highly reactive. So some products that are very matte or what have you, I have to kind of mix them with other things just to kind of take care of my skin, or like really use a lot of different primers because I have highly reactive skin as well. I also have eczema, so just a couple of things to let you know. So just to talk a little bit of shade matching, and I'll push back just a little bit. So I have a lot of hyperpigmentation on my face from just old acne scars from wherever, teenage years, scratches, whatever. So I scar very easily too. And some of that has to do with melanin and being dark skinned. This is from when I had rubber bands, from when I had braces last year. I haven't had braces in over a year, so it takes me a while to heal up too. So I'll talk a little bit about just some beginner friendly, like kind of matching your skin tone up. You can't see it very well now. I don't have the greatest lighting, but my face is a little bit darker than my body. Some of it's hyperpigmentation, like I said, and I'm a little paisley for me right now, just because of the weather, just because not being out, like I think quarantine. So as you can see, my arms, this is going to be probably most people their darkest parts from like driving, farmer's tan. So you can see a little bit of the difference in it in my face. Chest, kind of sort of, if I do like this, you can see just a pinch. So some people match their chest. That's most people match their chest. I do not match my chest. My chest is lighter than my body. And some brands, depending on the foundation brand, I can sometimes wear a two shade difference between my chest and my face. I do not, just because I don't like how it looks. I don't know. And that might just be from being dark skinned and brands just now until recently getting like more inclusive on the deeper range. And so part of that might have just been it's always been easier to find my face. But two, unless it's very, very, very full coverage, it doesn't look right because my face is darker. So sometimes if it's too much like my chest color, I start to see that gray. Some of that could just be it's not my undertone, but I'll start to see like a gray cast in it because I do have those darker spots on my skin tone. So unless it's like super full coverage, which I usually don't wear every day, I don't care for it. So what I typically do now is I mix usually two shades, mainly because I'm a neutral, warm undertone. And I think I'll talk a little bit more about all the undertones and stuff later, but I'm just going to basically show you right here how to see if something kind of matches. It looks pretty decent. So usually I mix things because I'm not just one color. And I don't think most of us are one color. So I usually have to mix things now. And I've started to enjoy it much, much more. So just a little bit through, we'll use kind of Juvia's Place concealers just to show a little bit of shade matching. So Juvia's Place concealers have a number on the bottom. This one is 9. I can just tell you. I don't want to make you all dizzy. This one is this one is, yes, this one is 9. I have 7 and I have 3. And they get darker as the deeper colors are the lower numbers. And so when I do other people's makeup, I have some of the higher colors too, like the 13. This is a 13, 11, and a 15. As you can see, those are not my shade. Or for fair skin, this is 16, 17, and 18. So you can tell it's for the other end of the spectrum. I believe they go up to maybe 20 or 21. And of course, numbers go down to 1. So for me, I'll just show, I'm just going to swatch 7, 3, and 9 just to kind of let you see. And I'll use my face here just to talk about it. So this is 9. Just of course, looking at this is too light for me. So what I do now, like, or what I used to do when we go in the store, I will swatch on my cheek area here, and I'll do a swatch on my chest too. Can't swatch now in the store, but this is just what my typical routine would be. So this is a 7. Then I swatch it on my chest too. Hopefully y'all can see that. Okay. And this is a 3. So I do this. Hopefully I can see. Let me bring it down just a bit. Pinch. So I do this so I can kind of see what it looks like on my chest in comparison to my face. So I can see like what tones are being brought out in it. You know, what's a good match. Now, sometimes being dark skinned, a lot of times people will go in, I'll go in and this is the shade they think I am because I'm chocolate. And I am a chocolate girl. But as I'm learning more and more about makeup, I can now learn or know, or people who don't know are not very good at darker complexion skin matching. This 3 is a smidge too dark for me. Of course, the 9 is definitely too light for me, but it does pick up some tones, like when you blend it out a little bit, it's just a pinch too light, but there is some undertone matching a little bit when you blend it out to my chest, just a smidge. It's a little bit too neutral, and that's just because I know I'm neutral warm. I need a little bit of like peachy or orangish in my undertone. The what one is this? 7. This is the color I would use to match my complexion on my face. This is how I like my stuff. I like my stuff. It's just a smidge darker on my face. That's just me. Like it's just a pinch darker, just a pinch, but it'll cover up my hyperpigmentation and look very good once I'm done. I feel like I have a nice even canvas. Of course, on my chest, you can see that this is a hair darker than me. But as you can see how these two kind of mix together, I could probably make my perfect color. That's why I like to mix colors, because sometimes we're just not one color. But as you can see on my chest, it's just a hair deep. And of course, this one is a little bit darker than me. So it kind of doesn't blend in or erase, is what I would say. Like, will that blend in completely and you just not see what looks like to be like a line of demarcation or separation. And of course, that one in the middle is going to be the closest match to me. So that's just a little bit on like foundation matching or shade matching. These are concealers, but these were the easiest to use because I have a lot of different shades. And so that's what we got there. Now, this 3, since it's a hair darker, this is what I would use for my contour. So this is what I would use around my face just to bring some more dimension in it. I already have these because just from shade shopping and stuff when I got the stuff for the brand. So like I said, that one would be kind of the one I would probably use for my actual shade. I would probably use a little bit of 9 for highlight, even though that's a pinch light for my liking. Even that on my highlighted areas, it's a little bit too neutral for me. And I would probably use this deeper one for a contour. So give me like 1 second to get a makeup wipe, and then we're going to get started. But I'm going to use the Juvia's Place foundation. I already have 2 colors. I have Kenya and Kano or Kano. So 200, shade 200 and 150. We're going to mix them. 1 quick second. I'm going to get a makeup wipe. Thought I had everything ready, but you know. Okay, I'm back. All right, sorry about that. So I had to bust open a new pack. And just if you know, I use Neutrogena, or this down Neutrogena makeup product remover. This is my face. So just want to get that part off, just because it's gonna be a lot trying to blend all of this in. So for the routine I'm gonna do for today, this is supposed to be very beginner. Get this off my chest too. Very beginner friendly. So I'm just gonna do like an everyday makeup eye tutorial. Like just very, very simple. Keep it real soft and simple. So like just every day. So I had to really think. Now the sponge I'm going to be using for today is from Beauty Bakery. And this is their Black Excellence. They're kind of cute. Come in a little crate like this. Little Black Excellence sponge. So I've already wet this and used it just a pinch. So I'm going to put a little bit of, let me get my oil. I'm going to put a little bit of actually Beauty Bakery's oil on my face because this Juvia's Place is matte. And like I said, I have very dry skin. And so it is just a bit much for me. So this is the Beauty Bakery, which is also a Black-owned makeup brand, Wake and Bake Oil. And so for Juvia's Place, like I said, I use Kenya and Kano or Kano. So that's 200 and 150. For their colors, I want to say the 100s are the darker of the two. So I think one was a little bit more neutral or warm. On my hand like that, they kind of both look kind of the same to me. So I don't see too much of a huge difference. A little bit. Yeah, this one's a little bit more warm. I think that's 200. I think that's kind of, it looks a little bit more warm. So like I said, I'm a warm neutral undertone, and I almost always do mix 2 foundations because I'm usually just not a huge fan of one color. So let me go ahead and get that. So for the Beauty Bakery, the Wake and Bake Oil, there's a couple different ways. You can just mix this into your foundation. I'm just going to put it on my skin because, like I said, I'm honestly, I'm not a fan of this Juvia's Place foundation, but I wanted to keep with the theme and use more kind of affordable Black-owned makeup products. So nothing too high end. I have some others and some that may or may not be considered technically Black-owned, but keeping it within the theme and keeping it simple. So everyday simple. So I have a little bit of both of these here. I'm just going to kind of mix them in. I've already put my baking oil on. Now, generally what I will do, since I don't like certain parts I already know I have a lot of hyperpigmentation. So a lot of times I just kind of spot, and I'll use this 7 Juvia's Place to do that. So usually my nose, around my nose, this, and like right here around my mouth, I kind of already go ahead and put a little bit of concealer there, because I know I just kind of have those areas. And if I'm just doing like a basic bead, I need to kind of clean up my eyebrows. I didn't do that before, but we're just going to keep it rolling like it's every day. Because some days our eyebrows are not cleaned up. I might put a little bit around my eyebrows just so I already have that kind of in those areas when I go to blend it out, because I'm not trying to be like super extra bead. Go with that. Now, what I do is usually put a little bit of setting spray. I do not have a black owned setting spray. This is Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. Excuse me. Not Juvia's Place. Beauty Bakery does have one. I just can't deal with the scent. I've tried it before in the store. It smells like good. If you're not sensitive to smell or scent, some of the times, then I would say give it a try. It kind of smells like everything with them has that like bakery theme per se. So, come back into focus. Yes. So that's me just putting some of the concealer on, just some of those spots, and setting it. And this is Urban Decay All Nighter, which is my holy grail for years and years and years. So I sometimes will set my concealer a little bit just to get that to stay on those spots that I know kind of typically peek through my makeup. And so dabbing into my Beauty Juvia's Place foundation. Now I'm just patting this on my face using my beauty sponge. If I'm doing everyday makeup or I'm just like trying to go, I almost always use a sponge. But even playing around these last few days, I have realized I prefer sponges anyways. I think for foundation, like with my dry skin, I like to kind of put some moisture and stuff in there. So trying to keep this quick, we just pack that on. Like in those, like I said, those places will kind of peek back up just a little bit. But we're not trying to be super perfect today. So this is how I like my foundation color. It's a smidge. Now, mind you, now from when I got this, I am a smidge lighter right now than I typically would be this time of the year. Just with COVID, I haven't really been out as much. So I'm just a hair lighter than I typically am. So we have that part there. And if I'm trying to do like everyday flow of things, probably right here, right now, since I have that first layer on, I would probably go in and do my brows just to give some structure to that little part of my face. So just to keep it very like simple and beginner, I'm just going to use a pencil. I'm not going to get all like fancy because I don't really have a black owned brow pencil, but Uoma, or Uoma, however you pronounce it, Beauty, they do have brow pencils. I do know that that they have those. So if you're looking for some, I think they're called Brow Fro. I haven't tried them yet, but I do like their foundation. So I have to show them on here sometime. It's a little bit more expensive, so I didn't bring it on this round. So I'm going to be using a pencil from the Crayon Case. And I'm going to be using one of theirs. It's kind of like a darker, kind of like an off brown, coolish brown, just to kind of fill in the brows. And I'm going to spoolie them out. So like I said, I'm just trying to keep this like very everyday, just kind of real simple. Put some stuff on your face and get out the house. So I'm going to spoolie these brows out. Let me put this part here. So I just kind of go in and just kind of push through my brows to bring them up. I have very sparse brows, And they're even more sparse right now because I haven't had them microbladed like I usually do. So hopefully you can see that. You can see I have very sparse brows. And these are even microbladed. I have to find a picture of my real before and after. So I'm gonna try to vlog some tomorrow from getting my brows filled in. Microblading is the best thing ever. Now for my lips, I'm going already. This is a like little terry cloth thing. So I use this to like wipe off my makeup brushes in between and to get like stuff like that, get stuff off my lips. Okay, so I'm just gonna use, like I said, this crayon case pencil to just like basically just fill in a little bit of my brows. So crayon case is definitely a black-owned makeup brand. And Super Scent, she's like made the news numerous times about selling like $1 million of her product in like a couple of hours and things like that. She has a really good story too. Oops, it's hard to look at the camera and do this. Okay, you don't have to be perfect. Okay, so now what I'm going to do again is spoolie back through my brows, and I made a mistake, which is like normal. So one thing I do to try to keep it simple is to use the brow pencil or whatever you're using, lip pencil, whatever it is, just partially through my brows, just like in the beginning part, and then just spoolie some of the excess product over so it looks more natural. If you go over, it's no big deal. We have like our beauty sponge and we can clean it up. So that's just one way I do it. This is, like I said, this is a simple everyday brow. It's not like extra, just trying to fill it in. If you have sparse brows, you might not have sparse brows as I do. So I just spoolie in. And again, even at this stage, it doesn't have to be super perfect. I just like want some of them like on my face to see like where I'm at, where I'm going, like have some kind of outline so I can still see my brows. Now, some people will do them first, but especially if I didn't do them first, I usually have product in them like this, like, oops, the foundation. So I have to spoolie back through and bring my brows through so I can see what's going on. And some people will do them first, but I think like beginner wise, I feel like it's just easier to do them after. And it's more easy for them not to have to look like super duper perfect. It's more forgetting. So now I have all of this so far. I have my foundation on. Again, I would just kind of take some of my sponge down back up here a little bit. And I think what I'm going to do now is I think eyes. So I'm just going to put a little bit of, I'll just take that lighter color of the Juvia's Place concealer. You can use a concealer. You can use whatever primer. I use this Juvia's Place just to kind of keep it black on. Now, the only place I'm going to cheat a little bit is P. Louise because I really do not like how my eyes perform without some P. Louise space on them. So putting a little bit of P. Louise space right here too. On my eyeball. And some of the concealer. And I will just go ahead and kind of use the other side of my sponge and pat that in. Now, in a better world, my eyebrows would be clipped up. But like I said, I'm getting them microbladed tomorrow. So I think I'm just going to leave it alone and not touch it too much because I don't want to like I don't want to tweak in that area too much. I'm supposed to leave it alone. And so sometimes I bring that down just a little bit down here on my eyes. Okay, so the brows are popping up a little bit more. Cool. Okay, now Another thing here, well, for beginners, I think we'll leave it eyes first and we'll come and highlight and finish all that last because you might have some fallout. So now that I have this on my eyes, some people set, some people don't. I usually need a little layer of something because I think it makes it more simple to blend. I'm not going to use any like extra brushes. I try to show like the cheapest possibilities. So I'm just going to use like this for my eyes today. They're a little dusty. I'm going to use the chocolate palette by Juvia's Place and the Nubian, excuse me, by Juvia's Place. This is the oldie but goodie. I have a mini of this one, but there's a mini version of this, which is great for travel. But I have used this thing to death. So I figured y'all wouldn't even get a feel for what colors I was talking about. So I brought the big one out. Yeah, I like to travel with that one. So this one has a lot of different colors for a lot of different skin tones. So I'm going to set my eyes with a little bit of these two colors up here at the top in the middle. That one's a little beige for me, but that one just to kind of like set everything down. So I just kind of tap, 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 tap. That's what I do. And I kind of just push my eye back. I have hooded eyes, so I have that crease in my eyes where if my eye is up or open, you know, my eyelids kind of disappear in my head. So that's what I mean by hooded. Okay, that's it. Same thing, tap, 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 tap. Blow it off a little bit, and I kind of put my eye back so my crease, that wrinkle, doesn't really show up. So that's why my head's kind of tilted back like this. Just tap that on, and that kind of brings everything kind of down. Okay, I like that. So now I'll just take any kind of like, whatever, any kind of fluffy-ish blending brush. Just use what you got. Okay. And I'll take that kind of neutralish color again and just kind of blend it right there in the crease of my eye, just to make sure I have some swooping. Tapping, of course, is ideal. These brushes are like kind of just cheap, whatever they are. Just throw it together and okay. Got that. Just one. Simple every day. So I'm going to just take like this. This is another just basic. This is $1. I don't know if you can see it on the camera. This is $1 brush from Wet n Wild. It's just a basic blending brush. So I'm just going to take this brown color right here. And I might actually mix, just take a little tap of this other color first and then the brown, because I kind of want it a little bit soft too. And I'm just kind of going to start on my outer corner. So just kind of go in just a little bit. Same thing on the other side, just a little bit on the outer corner. There we go. It's just a little overexposed. Make sure y'all can see. And then a little bit more. Okay. Just take like, again, that color and one of the top ones just to kind of soften it out. And I kind of just go all the way over. This is just trying to add like a little bit of depth and dimension to the eye. Like I said, since this is just like everyday, nothing too extra type of a tutorial. Just keep it really simple. Let me see. For me, I'm going to put just a pinch more brown in my outer corner. Now for me, if you're not my color, my complexion, you know, kind of mix or choose whatever looks best for you. I'm actually going to pop in this chocolate palette because I actually really like this color. This color right here and this color right here and this one. I like these two. I like more warm stuff. And this one over here is just a deep dark neutral. And put that out here in this outer corner because I like a little bit of smoke. Yeah, I like that. Okay. Oh yeah, I like that. All right, so now just taking one of the other brushes you used before. Honestly, it really don't matter. I'm just going to blend this over. So there's a little bit of it, but it's still more concentrated in the outer corner. So when I feel like that's really diffused out, like there, good. I can see like some of the depth of that, kind of build that up. I haven't even put anything else. This is the brush I use to get like right there in that crease. Go back over it because you'll lose a little bit of it. Okay. I'm taking that brush, just pulling some of that over a little bit. Okay, perfect. Now, to just keep using your brush, like that's why I said I usually get like a little terry cloth like this and just dry, like just rub it off a little bit, be done with it. It doesn't have to be anything too extra. So if you feel like you put too much of the blending, the dark color here, just take one of the first colors we use, like these two together, and you just take it back on the outside and blend it out so it kind of smooths all of that out. I'm doing it on both sides. And I especially do that like right here on the outer corner if I feel like it just blended out just way too far. Just kind of go in and that'll diffuse it a lot. Okay, this is all we want. We just wanted like a nice little, just a little bit of symmetry to the eyes, just a little bit of depth and dimension. Take that little brush over. That's it. Okay, so now I'm just gonna line my eyes. I'm gonna use this not Juvia's Place crayon case, another one of these pencils to line my eye, and then I'm gonna put some liquid liner from Beauty Bakery over it because I like both for some reason. Like I said, I have hooded eyes, so I'm going to line my eyes, and then I'm going to put with a pencil. Then I'm going to put the regular one over it too. So hopefully my camera will be still enough. And then I'll show you kind of some of the parts I do after this. They kind of still help it look like still kind of naturally-ish, but not too just all over the place. Pat McGrath does have a great, if black is too dark for you, Pat McGrath does have a great brown pencil, but I was trying to make sure this is very affordable. But this one actually by crayon case is actually pretty good too. It's a black one. You don't have to use 2 different types of liner. I just do because it's a habit. So I don't like just liquid liner because I find that it crawls. Like I said, I have hooded eyes, so I have like a lot of skin in my eyeballs. It kind of crawls. And sometimes it still does, but I just find that a pencil stack with liquid liner looks really good and sharp, and it gives me the best stay put power. So this, if you come back and focus, if you tight line your eyes, I guess this would be the time you tight line. Brown is going to look more day to day friendly than black is, but I'm just using this right now because it's in my hand. And I'm a black eyeliner person, so I wear black eyeliner day and night, whatever. Okay, so let me stop here before I put the liquid on. So one thing I do too, just to make this kind of pop, this will actually be a good time to touch up my eyebrows as well. So now that we kind of have some of that stuff on, this is a good time to go in and really like clean up and make that bottom part of the brow more defined, to bring that out. And sorry about these eyebrows because it's bothering me. Again, this is the like kind of off brown, cool brownish one. Get some more going on that brow so I can see it. They're not super even, but no big deal. What do they say? Sisters, not twins. I don't even know if these are sisters yet. There we go. I'm just gonna clean it up with your finger. It is what it is. Okay, so that gives my brows a little bit more like shape. I can spoolie that out a little bit. And I still haven't done my concealer, so I still have time to like, I can clean that up still too when I do my highlight. Yeah, there we go. And like I said, my brows do this all the time. Like one always looks a little bit different than the other. And I'm trying to do this without a mirror. Like just use this webcam. It's just as different. Okay, so there we go. Just kind of clean some of that up. All right. Okay, see, starting to come together slowly but surely. Sometimes you just gotta have some patience. Okay, there we go. Slowly but surely. So now that I've kind of gone out, I like to kind of try to take the brow and kind of spoolie and kind of go up. Yeah, there. So it starts to look just a little bit more natural. All right, perfect. And then my little thing is like to take my little sponge that I've already used and kind of go back around that area, just so this part is not looking very harsh where your brows kind of start. And some of that is the makeup. I mean the primer from there, but we're gonna put the whatchamacallit on it. We're gonna put the concealer on here to highlight and contour. So okay, so we have that. Now what I do, or I'm going to do, before I put the liner on, I like to put kind of pop or make this center lid color pop a little bit more. So I'm just gonna take this color right here, the light one from Juvia's Place, and I take it on kind of like a more compact brush. And in that blank space, I just kind of pat it down. The line kind of just gives me a guide. It just lets me add a little bit more after, since I haven't put my liquid liner on. Then I'm going to put this part on too. And then I just kind of pat it down again with it, just to get like that final little like oomph from that color, that kind of brighter color. And it fades a little bit on top of the liner. I don't know. And I like this on these kind of looks. So it's like, it's not, it makes it not super duper sharp. But it's still there. You still get the darkness of the line. Now, some people will tight line. I don't really like tight lining. My bottom, my top, like where you're like right in the inner lid, I just don't care to do it. I hate that feeling. But I will do it. I just don't care for it. Then again, I'll just take, because there's still a nice little point. This is a dual end brush. I don't care for dual end brushes, but I like this one. Just taking it with what it's got on it. I still would take some of that brown, more chocolatey color, and just go back over my corner, my crease. And then leaning up, again, now that you have like the highlighted color in, I just kind of go back over this one last time. See? This kind of brings it all together. I don't know. Because you could go like right there, like this, if this is your kind of look. You could just, I think here it goes. So I feel like that final, going back over with just a little bit more of the color, brings all of that like kind of back together. Now, let me hurry up and finish up. It's supposed to be every day. It's not supposed to be like 5-hour makeup. Okay, so this is the Lollipop liquid liner by Beauty Bakery. I'm not sure if this comes in brown. I think it just comes in black though. And Beauty Bakery is definitely a black-owned makeup brand. Okay, see, I feel like, whew, once I have the eyeliner, I feel like everything's starting to come together. Okay. All right, so we're done with that. Wipe this stuff off my hands. And this Beauty Bakery, it's pretty intense. So now what I'm going to do is highlight like underneath my eyes here, my chin, and a little bit of like up my upper forehead, and then I'm gonna do a little bit of contour and I'm gonna be done. I don't necessarily feel like you have to highlight and contour. I feel like sometimes, like especially like just every day, sometimes I can just highlight and I feel like I don't really need a contour or a bronzer. I feel like what I have on my face is just completely fine. That's enough. So that's completely up to you. Some people are not into highlighting and contouring, or just using bronzer or not. They just want to go have a little blush. So it's like whatever works for you. I'm going to dab a little bit more foundation, just a smidge, on my face. Just from doing all that other stuff and touching up here. Just a smidge. Okay. So I'm not a humongous fan of that color alone. I think it was 9, I said. 7. 11's too light. I'm not a huge fan of this. Let me see what other ones I have. For the sake of keeping it one brand, I don't have that many black-owned concealers. That's something I need to work on. We're still just going to use a little bit of 7. Oh, wait, 7 is my color. Okay, well, I'll just mix a little bit of that and the 9. Because I really don't, you can't see this. I really don't like this 9 by itself. It's a little bit too light for me. So I'll put a little bit of that there. I do have the 9 on there too. This is my color. That's more of my actual complexion color. And then a little bit of the forehead, and then down the bridge of the nose. Again, this is the 9. That's a little bit too light. I will probably need it like an 8. Because I think that's going to drive me crazy. So like that's a little bit too light of a highlight. Still, again, it's still a little bit lighter than I really, really prefer with a highlight. We're just going to keep going for the sake of the tutorial. So we're just going to take my blending sponge and blend it out. And so what I do here is I try to kind of marry the two. So to use the same sponge, I'll just use one side or one piece that is for the blending out the highlight. And then the other part that I used that was just like my foundation color or my skin color, I'll use that to kind of go where those lines are, like right here, to just kind of marry those two. So it doesn't look so pronounced and it looks more natural. Okay. And so that's why I really try to get those lines where you can kind of see it so it doesn't look so pronounced or so fake. Now, some people here at this part might use like a setting powder or something of that nature. I don't, like I said, I have really, really, really super duper dry skin. So I'll use a setting spray, kind of let that soak in. And I am going to contour because I need a good contour. It's just kind of me. This is kind of a me thing. I need a little bit of depth to me. So what I'm going to do here for this one is I'm just going to use some of the 3 from Juvia's Place around the perimeter of my face. And a little bit down my cheeks. For my nose, I don't know if this is black on, but it is black geared. This is Black Radiance little concealer stick. Savannah Silver. She's on YouTube. I love her. She recommended this, but I do like this for my nose because it's not as dark. So it's not makes it so pronounced and like so dramatic on my nose. I'll take that kind of up to the eyebrow. I'll blend that out. And so that's the one I use on my nose. I just go straight down it. Kind of let that sit for a bit. And for the nose one, I just kind of like do this same thing. Take a different part of the sponge, the beauty sponge, and just kind of blend that out. So it can kind of marry down into with the highlight and everything. And I kind of just try to push it on that side part of my nose. And it'll start to get that, like, that part went down. It doesn't have to be perfect. Unless you're really trying to be, like, super snatched. But, like, for day to day, I find it looks a little bit better. Then just blend it up there. I'll spoolie my brows out again. As you see, the brows are like a constant back and forth and back and forth and back for me. And I kind of go back over my brows. So you can see kind of where, like, if you look on the side, you can kind of see, if I'm moving my head around, you can kind of see how we got a little bit of dimension in the nose area, but not too much. Like, I still look like I have a African American nose. To me, I do, at least. I just have a little bit of dimension to it. So now to blend the outer parts out. Depends on the day. I generally like to blend my contour or depth out with a brush. I'm just using this little, like, holiday travel set Real Techniques brush. It's not anything special, but I usually like to do this. And then sometimes I like to go over it with the sponge. But I just, I don't know, I like the way it fades in when I do this for some reason. So just using, this is like a contour brush, so I'm just kind of using it, going down a little bit and bringing all of that in. And then this part down here on the chin and cheeks. But yes, for me, I don't know what it is. It's very hard for me not to have, like, some depth, some deeper color for some reason. And if you feel like you did too much, or like, ooh, it looks like a lot, this is usually what my makeup always looks like. Then I go back over it with my, like, foundation color again, and it just helps kind of like marry the colors. So it helps me feel a little bit better too, just with those lines. I don't know why, but when I only use a sponge, like, for the contour part, I don't know, it kind of sometimes feels a little streaky to me. But again, with this, I'll usually just take, like, whatever I use for my foundation and just kind of go back over that with that. Just so it doesn't look so, especially like right here, just so it doesn't look so pronounced. And you do get some of that color that was like your foundation color blending, just kind of like blending and marrying those two together. Sometimes I don't go down the cheek like for every day. Sometimes I just do, seriously, just the perimeter, and like all of my face looks the same color, and I only have highlight like right here. Uh-oh, autofocus person problem. Okay. Cool. This is my everyday bathroom. Like, one brow's just never quite wants to act right. I always feel like it's just a little bit more on one brow or something. Okay. Brows are a little bit thicker than I would usually do for me. So that's that. That's done. Okay. So I'm going to line my lips. I'm going to use this crayon case again. This is like more of a brownish. It feels like it's got a little bit of red in it. I'm not sure what how you would describe this color. I'm just going to line my lips with that. Still black on. Kind of push all that in. And then for the lipstick, I'm going to use Brand Nude. That's what the color is called. You probably can't see. I'll turn it around. Brand Nude. And this is by Minted Cosmetics. And this is another Black-owned makeup brand. And they are tailored towards women of color. So they have a lot of shades. Like this Brand Nude is not what you would typically see as a nude anywhere else out in typical makeup brands. So they are geared towards women of color. So they are a very good brand. I have a few things from Minted Cosmetics, and this is one of the things that I have. I'm not a big fan of regular lipstick. I am definitely a liquid lipstick person, but I wanted to use this to showcase it because it is beautiful. It is beautiful, beautiful. So they have these in matte, semi-matte, I believe, and matte. This one is matte. So I think they made semi-matte. So I got matte, semi-matte, I believe came out after. I wish I would have because it's not liquid lipstick, so it is a little bit more drying. And I already have like dry lips, but I'll go ahead and put that on. That's a really pretty color. I'm still going to take a little bit more of the lip liner on top of that. And as you can see, it really is nude. It really just like blends in with me. Just to get a little bit more like depth in it. And let me see, I think I have a little bit of a more chocolatey color. So I'm going to cheat a little bit because this is my favorite lip liner color. It's not Black-owned makeup brand. I'm not going to mention what it is, but this is my color. This is my favorite lip liner. I kind of feel like I don't. I need a little bit more. Just a pinch more. There we go. Again, I like stuff that's just a little bit deeper for me. There. So now I feel like I have like that ombre. And I feel like I have enough definition to feel like, you know, it doesn't, it was kind of blending in a little bit closer for me. Not bad if you're comfortable with it. I just like, you know, like I like snatch type things. So we're not going to mention what this is. I'll mention it on another one, but this is my favorite. This is another one of my holy grails. I won't mention them, but yeah, this is like my everyday lip liner. So that's it, a little brow. Only thing I would say I would really kind of still really want to do is kind of clean up underneath these brows a bit. But I know some of it is I need to get done. But what you could do is just take your brush and even that highlighting color and just kind of get in right underneath that brow. Even if you feel like you need just a little bit more kick, like a little bit more You can just do this and pat it on there, like right underneath that brow area. I try not to do too much right here underneath, or I'll just mix it with a darker color. And then, by darker, I mean a color that's closer to my complexion. Whereas this one is more of like a highlighted color. It's this one, like under that brow, if I want that pop. And same thing, when I'm ready to just blend it out, I just take one of those blending brushes that I already use and I just kind of go over that area and it brings it all together. And it just depends on the level if you're trying to do all of that. But this is just like I would say a simple everyday kind of just a little bit of eye definition. Nothing like just cut crease or whatever. I mean, whether you're going to get online, I think maybe even go in the office, And if you too just feel like you need to go back over the stuff, just use your little brush and go and smooth it on out. Yep, that looks good to me. And if you're one of me, like me, and you sometimes feel like you crease, sometimes even before I go back out, I'll just go one time over and pat my inner corner of my eye just to make sure. It depends on what I'm wearing, or what I mean wearing by like what kind of makeup I have on. Um, but that's it. Basic little everyday tutorial. If you're starting to do it every day and use these every days, it will go much quicker because you know what you use and where to go and where to grab and where to get it all together. So for the most part, the makeup was all Black owned makeup brands. Again, we have Beauty Bakery, Juvia's Place, we had some Crayon Case, and we had Minted Cosmetics were the main four I think I covered in this tutorial. So hopefully you enjoyed it. This is my first makeup live. Won't be my last. And if there's anything else you would like to see, just let me know. And I'll be more than happy to try to fulfill your requests and make a video about it. So thank you so much. And thanks for watching, whether it's now or during the replay. So subscribe and hit the notification bell. Thank you. Thanks for tuning in.